Dear students, today we are going to discuss about structure of a bacteria. So about the bacterial structure, bacteria are prokaryotes. It is coming under kingdom Monera. In three domain system, there is a domain known as bacteria, and these are all prokaryotes. So what are the features of this bacteria, which are prokaryotes? All other organisms that we see in nature are eukaryotes, except this bacteria, as well as certain other related organisms known as archaea. They are also prokaryotes. So this bacteria, they are having no nucleus. They are not having a nucleus. They are having nucleoid, but no nucleus. And also they lack all the membrane-bound organelles. No membrane-bound organelles are present in the bacterial cell. Then about the DNA, it is a single circular chromosome. And also we do not see any histones associated with DNA. And the cell walls are made up of peptidoglycan. That is one important feature here. Cell walls are made up of peptidoglycan, and this is a polymer of N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid. And this polymer of this glycans, which are alternating in the polymer structure, they are cross-linked with polypeptide chains. That is amino acids, polypeptide chains, short pieces of amino acids, amino acid chain, that is a polypeptide chain, maybe tetrapeptide most often. And about the ribosome, it is smaller in size when compared to the eukaryotic ribosome. And they divide by binary fission, not by mitosis. They just divide by binary fission. Now about the bacterial appearance or the shape of the bacteria, or the morphological features of the bacteria. The size, it may range from 0.2 micrometer to 0.1 micrometer, and most of them range from 0.5 to 5 micrometer. 0.2 micrometer to 0.1 millimeter. The bacteria may range, and most of them range between 0.5 to 5 micrometer. And about the shape, they may be seen as coccus, rod, spiral shapes, spirillum, filamentous, and various other odd shapes can also be found among the bacteria. And the arrangement may be in clusters. They are seen in clusters, or as tetrads, sarcina, in pairs, in chains, in different forms we can see them. So these are the different bacterial shapes. A is bacillus, which is the shape which is denoted A, that is bacillus. B is round, or we can also call it coccus. Then C is staphylococcus in clusters. Okay, C is how this staphylococcus looks. That these bacteria, this staphylococcus is seen as clusters. Then D is diplococcus. Okay, two cocci seen in pair, diplococcus. Then E, the image which is shown E, that is spirillum. Then F is vibrio, that is comma shaped bacteria. So different forms can be seen. So this is another picturization. Rods, cocci, spirochetes, spirillum, filamentous, square. Okay, different shapes of the bacteria. And the cell shape, it is determined by the genetic character of the organism. That is a genetic character. It is governed by the genetic code of the organism, the cell shape. And so the genetic code codes for the synthesis of cell wall material. It is a gene which is genome which is determining all the features of an organism. Listen, like the same with the bacteria also. It is a genetic code or the genome which is determining the shape as well as various other features of a particular bacteria. So the genes code for the synthesis of cell wall material, and it is this cell wall which is giving shape for the bacteria. Okay. Then one of the criteria which is used for bacterial identification is this particular shape of the bacteria, that is considered the morphology. This is one of the morphological features, the shape of the bacteria. Also, along with this shape of the bacteria, we can also use Gram staining to identify the bacteria. So for example, Gram staining plus cocci in clusters, it is Staphylococcus. Okay, gram positive, if the organism is gram positive, and if it is seen in clusters of cocci, it is Staphylococcus. And if it is when we do the test, if the bacteria is gram negative and it is seen in bacilli form, it is motile. And if there is green sheen on EMB, that is a culture media, then it is E. coli. So this is how we identify bacteria. This is the structure of a typical bacteria. You can see the glycocalyx, a coating or layer of molecules external to the cell wall, that is glycocalyx. Okay, there is, for a bacterial cell, there is a cell membrane, then outer to the cell membrane there is cell wall, and outer to the cell wall there is the glycocalyx for certain bacteria, not all the bacteria. There is glycocalyx for certain bacteria. This glycocalyx is a coating or layer of molecules external to the cell wall. It serves protective, adhesive and receptor functions. Various receptor proteins will be there on the glycocalyx. And in this glycocalyx we can see abundance of carbohydrate moieties. Then the bacterial chromosome or the nucleus, that is another important part of the bacterial cell. This is a site where the large DNA molecule is condensed into a packet. And here this is called a nucleus. This is the area where this DNA is called and placed. So this is not a nucleus. This is a nucleoid. This area is known as nucleoid, not nucleus. Okay, this is an important point. Then the pilus, that is an elongate hollow appendage found in bacteria, which is used for the transfer of DNA to other cells and also for cell adhesion. There are two types of pili. Okay, pilus is singular. So pilus, it is an elongate hollow appendage used to transfer DNA and also for adhesion. The plural is pili. Then there is mesosome. That is an extension of the cell membrane that folds into the cytoplasm, and this is used to increase the surface area. Then in the right portion, fimbriae. Fimbriae are fine hair-like structures that we see over the bacterial surface, and that helps in addition to other cell surfaces. Then there are inclusion bodies, or we can say it's called granules inside the bacteria. These inclusion bodies store nutrients such as fat, phosphate, glycogen. Okay, such substances are stored inside the bacterial cell. Then there is the cell wall. Cell wall is a semi-rigid structure covering around the bacteria, which is giving structural support and shape for the bacterial cell. Since this mycoplasma is not having a bacterial cell wall, is not having a cell wall around, over the cell membrane, it is not having a definite shape. It changes its shape. It is not having a definite shape, this mycoplasma. That is one feature of this mycoplasma. But most bacteria are having a cell wall. Then the cell membrane, that is a thin sheet of lipid and protein, lipid bilayer. Okay, this cell membrane of bacteria. So lipid bilayer, we also see protein along embedded in this lipid bilayer. And this cell membrane, it controls the flow of materials into and out of the cell. It is semi-permeable. Then about the ribosomes. Ribosomes are tiny particles composed of protein and RNA, and these are the sites of protein synthesis. We already discussed about ribosomes in the last semesters, about eukaryotic as well as prokaryotic ribosomes, and also the composition of ribosome and the function of ribosome. So here we see the ribosome inside the bacterial cell, which is for the protein synthesis. Then the flagellum. This flagellum, it is a specialized appendage that is attached to the bacterial cell with a basal body. At the base region of the, that is at the attachment point of the flagella, we can see the basal body. It is from this basal body this flagella is elongated. So this, what is the use of this flagella? It provides motility. Okay, it's this flagella moves and this movement will push the cell forward. So it provides motility. So these are the basic features, basic parts of a typical bacteria. So this is another diagram which is showing overview of a prokaryotic cell. You can see the bacterial cell, the layers, the coverings of a bacterial cell: capsule, cell wall, cell membrane. So capsule, not all the bacteria may be having this capsule. Capsule, what we talked earlier, the glycocalyx. Okay, glycocalyx. That is the capsule. So not all the bacteria may be having this capsule. Then there is the cell wall made up of peptidoglycan and cell membrane, which is made up of lipid bilayer and proteins. Okay, the three layers. You can see the three layers covering the bacterial cell. Then there is the inclusion bodies, that is, we told the granules, the inclusion bodies which is storing fats, lipids, etc. Then you can see the nucleoid. There the nucleoid, that is the DNA, which is called and kept. It's a single circular DNA which is called and kept in one particular portion, and that is known as the nucleoid. That is, it is known as the nucleoid. Then there is the cytoplasm inside the bacterial cell. Then the plasmid, that is another important part or important is part of the bacterial cell. Plasmid, they are extra chromosomal material. That is, other than DNA, nucleic acids which are found inside the bacterial cell, DNA particles other than the genome found inside the bacterial cell are known as plasmid. They double-stranded circular structures and they divide independently. These plasmids increase in number independently inside the bacterial cell, plasmid. Then there is the ribosome, then fimbriae, then there is flagella. Okay, these are the parts of a bacterial cell. This is another diagram showing the bacterial cell structures. Here also the three coverings is shown: capsule, cell wall, then the membrane, inside the ribosomes, the nucleoid, there is a cytoplasm, you can see the flagella. Okay. So this is an image which is showing the nucleoid inside the bacterial cell. So here that light colored portion is the nucleoid. That is the place where this DNA is called and put. Okay. So this is another structure showing the bacterial DNA, that is the nucleoid, and the plasmids. You can see the plasmids, extra chromosomal DNA particles which is seen inside the bacteria, double-stranded circular particles, plasmids. The other one, bacterial DNA marked bacterial DNA, is the nucleoid, that is the genome of the bacteria. So this is the binary division of the bacteria. This is how bacteria multiply in numbers. Okay, duplication of the chromosome first, then continued growth of the cell, then the cell will divide into two, and ultimately two daughter cells are produced. This is the binary fission shown by bacteria. So here the bacteria does not divide by mitosis, it divides by binary fission. This is, we do not call this mitosis, we call this division binary fission. So about the DNA, So let us look into the eukaryotes also. We were talking about bacteria till now. Now we can just discuss for a few minutes what are the features of a eukaryotic cell. Then you will understand the differences between prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell. So in eukaryotes there is a true nucleus. Okay, earlier we were talking about nucleoid, but we do not mention nucleoid in a eukaryotic cell because that is not present in eukaryotic cell. In eukaryotic cell we see a well defined nucleus, and there are also membrane bound organelles. Your DNA is membrane bound inside the nucleus, and the nuclear membrane is a double membrane. And chromosomes are usually multiple, that is paired. They are paired. We see paired chromosomes in eukaryotes. And also they have special histone proteins associated with them. Also we see so many membrane bound organelles inside the eukaryotic cell like mitochondria, lysosome, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, etc. And cell wall, if present, that is very chemically it is very simple. It is made up of cellulose or chitin that we see in plant cells. Not in animal cells, cell wall we see in plant cells made up of cellulose or chitin. And about the ribosome, it is larger than the prokaryotic ribosome. And cell divide by a process known as mitosis. And also in gametic cells we see meiosis also. The form of cell division that we see in gametes is meiosis. And in the other somatic cells we see mitosis. So these are the differences from that of the prokaryotic cell. So this is a typical eukaryote cell. Look at the difference. It is very different from that of the bacteria cell we saw earlier. Okay, you can see different membrane bound organelles inside the eukaryotic cell. This is another structure of the eukaryotic cell. Here you can see nucleus, the plasma membrane is there. This is an animal cell. If we are discussing plant cell, we can also see the cell wall. So also about bacterial appendages, pili and flagella. Pili is also known as fimbriae. So and there is flagella. These two appendages are present in bacteria. Pili are short hair-like structures made up of protein and function as adherents. Also there is a specialized two types of pili are there. Sex pili as well as the normal pili which is used for adherents. This sex pilus that is involved in conjugation of bacteria. There is a process known as conjugation. And here this sex pilus is involved in conjugation. You can see the sex pilus involved in conjugation in the structure shown on the right side. So I stop here. The remaining features about the bacteria will be discussed in another session. Thank you.